This is the LEGO Dune Atreides Royal Ornithopter. Set 10327, it boasts some truly incredible engineering, an interesting minifigure lineup, and is one of the most impressive display pieces of LEGO in recent years. But of course, there are drawbacks, some that people have mentioned, but one that I think is going to keep some people from picking this one up. So let's talk about 3 different things that I like, and one that I don't so much. Number 1 is the Ornithopter itself. This thing is insano style. It is massive. I've seen pictures, I've seen videos, and yet it pales in comparison to having it in your hand. It's an absolutely huge display model that rivals some of the biggest displays that I have personally ever seen. Then you add in the width that's added with these blades, and you get one of the most staggeringly big LEGO play/display pieces I think that's ever been released. The wings fold in and out with one little lever. You can push this little piece back here to make them kind of wobble to look like they're vibrating as if they were in the movie. You have these cockpit doors that open, allowing you to easily get figures in and out of the cockpit. You have this landing gear that comes out and goes in with just the simple twist of a knob. It's incredibly impressive engineering that has some really complicated pieces inside of it, which we'll talk about soon. Leading me to point number 2, and that is the minifigure lineup. Now, me personally, I'm not a huge minifigure fan. I usually like LEGO just for pure display value, sometimes in this case to play with as well, but minifigures are typically secondary to me. As long as you've got a good model, I'm usually fine, but these minifigures are pretty special. Of course, you have the talking piece, the absolutely towering Baron Harkonnen, who's unfortunately just a black figure underneath with one feature. It's fine, but it actually isn't all that great. It's just a cape piece, more or less. But the other figures are where we truly get some impressive stuff. Gurney Halleck with his little armor and the printed steel suit is pretty incredible. You've got Lady Jessica, who comes with her own hairpiece, but looks way better with this little hood and her printed dress with the little printed sparkly chain things on her face. It looks amazing, honestly. All the still suits on all of these characters are really great and super impressive. I know the price tag of this model is $165, but if you take the value of the minifigures alone, you're essentially getting the Ornithopter for $50. I think it's worth it just for that alone. You can get the minifigures, you can keep them because you like them, or you can easily sell them and cover most of the cost of this set with just that. But point number 3 is where some concerns for me come in. Now, everybody has talked to death the red and white and off-color pieces of Technic that stick out like a sore thumb on this model, and honestly, that's not my biggest problem with it. I think it's okay. I don't really notice it all that much when it's on display or when I'm flying it around. It doesn't bother me. The one thing that is kind of sketchy about this is how absolutely massive it is. I would love to display this, but I legitimately have nowhere to put it. It is so long and so wide, it doesn't fit on anything but a kitchen table. It juts out awkwardly on every side of pretty much everything I put it on, and if you have the wings out, which is when it looks its most impressive, it really sticks out, threatening to take anyone's eyeballs out that are close to it, which is ultimately my big issue with it. Again, I am a big display model guy, so putting this on display is exactly what I would want to do, while occasionally lifting it up and swooshing it around my house, but it just doesn't fit anywhere. It's as long as the LEGO Rivendell set, which that alone is difficult enough to find space for. The wings, the long tail, the landing gear, it truly has a big footprint, and unless you're willing to find a space for it, you're probably going to be shelling out even more cash to get more space for it.